Hello everyone, my name is Cory and welcome to my garage. Today I'll be showing you how to create a skin tone using the primary colors red, blue, and yellow. And we'll throw a little bit of white in there as well. So go ahead and grab all of the paints that you need, a paintbrush, and a palette knife, and let's get started. Before we start painting, we should figure out what we are painting. So today I will be using my work in progress, and my subject, or the skin tone that I'm going to be copying, is her. I'm not going to do her entire body, I'm just going to do this little part of the arm. So let's get a little closer look at that. So what do we see here? We see a very pale skin tone. This is very white, and so we're going to need to use a lot of yellow and white in our mixture in order to create this skin tone. We also see that there is not that many shadows in here. We see a different change in light over here, and then the entire arm is just kind of this color here. But we should also make sure that because there is blood underneath the skin that gives skin its warmish tone, as you can see down in her elbow right here, we need to make sure that we have a good amount of red. As we mix in the yellow and the white, we need to make sure not to overpower the red and have no red show through at all. So let's go to the palette and do just that. Okay, so here we are at the palette. We have our paints ready to go, the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and also a little bit of black and a little bit of white, just in case. So, the tools that you're going to need in order to mix paint are this, a paintbrush. Very simple, very easy to find. Go ahead and grab one of those, and also grab one of these. This is a palette knife, and it is used specifically to mix colors. And that's what we are going to do. So, grab these materials in your hands, and follow along with me. So, let's start with the palette knife. We are going to take red and blue first. So grab your palette knife and let's start. First we'll take a little bit of red, just like this. Maybe a little extra. Just like that. And then we are also going to take a little bit of blue. Just a tiny little bit amount. Because blue is such a darker color than red, the blue is going to overpower the red a lot. So we do not need too much blue. Just like that. I would say this is 2 parts red and 1 part blue. So, take your palette knife and put it on your overhand and press it in like this and start mixing. Just do little swirls like this until you start to see a different color come out. Okay, so now we have this color. This is a very reddish purple. And what I would like to do is add just a little bit more to make it a little darker. Just like that. Perfect. So now that we have this color, we're going to add yellow until we start getting a lighter skin tone. We're going to be adding yellow and a little bit of white with it. So let's start that. Let's grab a little bit of the purple, put it down there, grab a good amount of yellow, and start mixing. There we are. As we can see, this is already a nice shade of a skin tone. It might look a little different on the camera, but that's okay. You'll see it firsthand as you are doing this with me. Now, let's continue adding a little yellow because, as you can remember, our reference has very light skin tone. So let's mix. Mix. Now that we are here, let's add a little bit of white after we collect a little bit of this. There we are. That. Let's go with white. Now we have a very pale skin tone. But let's make sure we have this correct. So let's go to our reference photo and see if this color matches this color. It doesn't. So let's continue to add a little bit more yellow and white. Okay, now that we have added some more paint, let's check again to see if it's any closer. I'd say that's a lot closer, but I think we're really going for a pretty stark white. So let's add more white. I think we're going to go with that. Now that we have this sort of skin tone, let's add a little bit of red to it. So let's gather some paint with the knife, spread it out like that, and then let's make another little pile over here. Let's add just a tiny little bit of red like that. And let's continue mixing it in until we get a sort of warmish skin tone. Okay, and this should be our skin tone. So let's compare it to the picture that we have. Let's see, that's pretty close. It's not completely accurate, but I think it would work. Okay, so here we are back at the painting. Let's start to apply this paint and see what we think about it. I'm just going to get a little bit off of my knife like this. And then let's see what it looks like. Okay, that looks to be a pretty nice color. Let's compare it to our picture. Let's see if it's any sort of accurate. I think the picture has a little bit more white in that skin tone, but I think for the sake of this piece, because the light source is coming from a candle light source like that, it's going to be a little more orangish. So I'm going to keep it this way, and let's not forget this elbow part. If you can see, it has a little bit of red in it. So let's add a little red. Now that we have our pile over here, let's add a little red to it to make that elbow. Now that we've added red to our skin tone, let's apply it to the painting. Okay, so now that we have our color that we just mixed, let's apply it to the arm. Let's charge our paintbrush a little bit. This is how you charge a paintbrush, you just kind of apply paint on it, and now let's see what this looks like. And that concludes today's lesson. So what did we learn? We learned that we could create a skin tone using the three primary colors, which are red, blue, and yellow. We started off mixing the red and the blue to make a very reddish purple. And with that reddish purple, we added yellow to it in order to make a nice brown even skin tone. We then took that brownish skin tone and added white and yellow to it until we got the skin tone that we were looking for, which is this right here. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something today, and happy painting!